As much as I love talking about gacha stuff, at the very same time, I want to go back talking about the regular games. Games that doesn't require all the time of internet access. Mainly the waifus of said games when it comes down to it. And I feel like of all the games and publishers that we have yet to talk about in terms of clappability, in terms of like who has the fat ass over here and who has the big tits over there, we have not talked about Nintendo. Now, granted, there's an obvious reason as to why, because Nintendo, they just be weird and they very much like to take people out for weird reasons or like to take videos down. Hopefully, we could just not have that and we could just do this for fun and just, have a chill time. But ultimately, today is the day where we take that risk. Today, I want to talk about Nintendo waifus when it comes down to it. Talk about who the best ones is. Basically do a clapback on it because why the hell not? And, obviously because it's been a long time coming. It is the one section of characters I have not yapped about or talked about really at all when it comes down to it. So today is going to be that damn day. First and foremost, there is a lot of banger waifus that Nintendo has, so let's keep it very much a say. There isn't a moment in time where you're probably not thinking of somebody from this brand of company when it comes down to the hoes. I mean, look no further than Mario's whole cast. You got Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, Rosalina. Literally, you have the main three when it comes down to it. And to keep it very much a stack, let's be real here. I think Rosalina and Daisy are far better than Peach. I'll keep it very much a stack. Peach don't know what the hell she wants to do. She obviously is getting dicked down by Bowser 5 times out of the damn week. And let's just keep it very much a stack. Rosalina, Daisy are far more better options than Princess Peach is, honestly. You just want to crack Peach because you could just have the title of saying, yeah, I cracked Peach, which that's probably not that big of a damn deal. But cracking Daisy, cracking Rosalina when it comes down to it, that's a bit better when it comes down to it, right? That's a bit of a stronger taste to have. Now, realistically, obviously, there's nothing wrong with Princess Peach when it comes down to it, but ultimately, she has told me a lot. And many different Nintendo games I have played over the years. And I have a very sour taste in my mouth when it comes down to Princess Peach. We crack her, but that's about it. We don't really appreciate her or anything like that. We get some of them ass cheeks, we go ahead and smack her Peach, we eat that Peach out, and basically throw her back later because we don't really care too much. But Daisy... But Rosalina's where it's at, though. Daisy's just out here just looking mad fine because she got the tan going, or just dark as hell because, she just looked that damn good. And essentially, we just crack her because why the hell not? Luigi has a good pick here. But Rosalina is obviously the more graceful, even the more, I even say more prettier version than Peach is. So to keep very much sad, that's just a good time here. And honestly, hot take, I would honestly choose Rosalina a bit more than anybody else. At least for me, that's kind of where I stand at. Then we go to Princess Zelda, which, to keep it very much a stack, there is so many iterations of Zelda. Like, it's genuinely ridiculous. I don't even know anything about Zelda to the highest extent, but I am aware that there is so many damn versions of the character. Literally, you cannot have a bad time with any of them.
Oh, God! Those faces! Oh, God! Oh, ugh!
I easily remember when Breath of the Wild first came out and people were literally just going to crazy town on how Zelda looked because that fat ass she had that one scene, which I don't blame you. I think anybody would be, a genius to crack Zelda looking like that, because why the hell not? And honestly, I think I prefer her in this form than her later version, to keep it very much a stack, so that's just how it is for me. Which, granted, there's nothing wrong with this other version of her, and I see her a lot, but I like the long hair Zelda a bit more. I feel like that's a bit hotter, though. To keep it very much a stack, I honestly argue that Breath of the Wild version of her is probably the best looking Zelda that we ever really had, if I'm going to keep it very much a stack. But also, I do have a few maybe slight underrated picks, I would say. I feel like Twilight Princess version of her is not bad. I don't feel like it's that bad. It's obviously a huge shift from the Zelda that we have now versus the one from back then, but I don't think it's that bad. I feel like she's the type of woman to look at you, smirk, and then gracefully walk away while somehow her ass cheeks is just jiggling and clapping together. I feel like that's the type of Zelda we're dealing with in that sort of situation. Ultimately, again, I would prefer Breath of the Wild, but ultimately I feel like that is also a good version. And hot take, an underrated take, because ultimately this other version of Zelda I try to look for and see, I don't really see get made too much of. And I feel like Skyward Sword is not bad either. I know that might be a hot take, but that that doesn't hit that bad for me. I feel like I'd crack that version of Zelda as well too, to give it very much a stack, right? Is it the best version? Absolutely not. I hardly ever see anybody ever talk about it, but ultimately would definitely crack that version of Zelda. But obviously Breath of the Wild is like the best one. It genuinely just is. And then I don't really know anybody else in Zelda too damn much, like in terms of like the other characters. I know there's like the one with the glasses and the white hair that people were sipping over, and I understand why she do look bad as hell. I can't remember the name. We all want to crack because she remind me of like, Seiko from, Dandadan. But ultimately, the only other character that in Zelda is worth a damn to mention personally, it's obviously Midna. You cannot go in any conversation about fine ass Nintendo women and then you do not mention Midna in the slightest. It does not matter if it's her imp form. It doesn't necessarily matter if it's Princess Midna. It doesn't matter to me. When it comes down to it, everybody in their mother and father is cracking Midna to the high heavens. They designed her to be cracked. There is no excuse, no way to put around it. We are cracking this lolly imp, and that is just how it is. I don't want to hear anybody come through and say Midna is not a lolly, her imp form. Bitch, she has the qualifications of it. I don't necessarily care. We are all cracking it. Just accept it for what it is, and that's just genuinely how it's going to be. Easily in a situation where we had to also describe genuinely whose ass we're going to eat and literally talk about the best asses that Nintendo has ever made, Midna is right there on top of that list for sure, right? Whether it's number 1, 2, or 3, I don't know. But ultimately, she is up there in that top 3 somewhere when it comes down to it. Because there's no damn way you have a fat ass that Midna has, look good for all these damn years, don't know shit about Twilight Princess, but ultimately would play the game just solely for that character. And ultimately, you can't just have a character that look like this again and then expect people not to want to bust all over her and do all the craziest things when it comes down to it. Then I feel like it also would be a crime in this video if you don't mention Samus at all. To keep it very much a stack, Samus was like the first time I played a character where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know who the gender of this character is, but they look kind of cool, and that was a dude. And literally, when you beat the end of the game, then you find out that's a woman. You're like, wait, what? So that was a surprise to me, and obviously that's kind of the whole damn point of Samus, and that's what makes Samus great initially, is that the whole game you're playing Metroid, you don't know what you're playing, you don't know what the hell it is, but then when you get to the game, you find out, at the end, that she's actually a woman inside that suit doing all this badass shooting of aliens and shit. You're like, holy shit, right? For me personally, my first Metroid experience was on the GBA of Zero mission, right? That was my first experience, and that was the one game I know I for sure completed multiple times over, and it was good. It was a fun experience, and I became a Metroid fan and enjoyed Metroid on that, at least in the light times I have played Metroid when it comes down to it, right? But ultimately, having her pop out that Zero suit, looking at that fat ass, I'm like, damn, Samus, I didn't know you had that on you like that. I wasn't aware of the prime time booty that you had right there, right? And ultimately, Samus is like the most looted one, right? She's like one of the most looted characters that Nintendo obviously have to offer when it comes down to it, and it's not a damn surprise, right? It's genuinely not. Thick ass bounty hunter, beating ass, looking athletic, it still looked good as hell as well too. Like, yeah, there's no universe where you're not gonna basically try to come on her suit. That's just how it is. Samus is again one of those legendary picks and characters that you literally cannot mention if you talk about video game characters at all. Like, you have to mention them in some shape or form when it comes down to it, because they're just too damn iconic. They're too damn fine for you to not say anything. Honestly, I would put them in the same realm as 2B when it comes down to it, with how fine they are. They're basically equally on that very same level. Inkling Girl gotta get mentioned here too. Like, I know for certain that Splatoon is like a newer property, ish newer property. But when it comes down to it though, she's clutch queen. She is for sure clutch queen in Smash. She helps me get wins, and ultimately was the first character, really the first character I wanted to try when Smash came out. And you know, when I didn't have a Switch at the time, which played with my friends at the time, but I was just like, hell yeah, gotta use Inkling because she my clutch queen. Anytime I think I don't win, I end up winning just solely because of her. And ultimately, yeah, I like the shit out of Inkling Girl. Never played Splatoon, never cared to play it, but ultimately, yeah, she's still worth it for sure. And especially, it doesn't help when you have Great Impact's version of her with Charlie and how she likes to be free use for everybody, which, damn, that is a prime time version of Inkling Girl. We're gonna keep it very much a stack. I don't think I need to glaze that version of her, you know, obviously, because we glaze her enough. But when it comes down to it, though, we all crack an Inkling Girl. Really, I feel like anybody in Splatoon is kind of worth it to a degree. Obviously, the main ones I would say is that's worth clapping is like Pearl and like the blue chick that kind of looked like Zontan but blue. Like that's like the only that for me, that's like the main two I would say that's worth cracking for sure. Oh, and I guess the Dancing Sisters or whoever the hell their names is too. Like those two can also be added to the list. Also, Xenoblade. I guess we have to mention Xenoblade here, right? Because obviously you have Pyra and Mithra, and literally you're not playing like at all attention to the game because you're most likely staring at Pyra's jiggly ass tits, right? You're probably going to be staring at that for a good chunk of time. Honestly, when she came in Smash, she would jiggle all over the place too, so that's also a very nice thing to see. And to keep it very much a stack again, Pyra about fun as hell too when it comes down to that game, and still looks mad good. So honestly, like it's just a good time. I don't understand shit about Xenoblade, but I know I want to crack Pyra, right? Very much many people would. Mithra, same damn way. Don't know shit about her. I think she's a bit more on some bullshit personality wise and attitude wise, but you know, we could all also crack her just as fast as well too. So again, there's plenty of hoes here to be had. See, Nintendo has this wide-ass cast of characters that we could just go all day on. Whether it's someone like Sheik that we all want to crack, whether it's literally Wii Fit Trainer, whether it's literally like anybody from Fire Emblem, like the purple-haired chick, like looking mad good, and I think this other black-haired chick also looked kind of good too, like would crack 5 times over. But when it comes down to it though, I'm just gonna end it off with this one, Pokemon, because obviously you can't really bring up the conversation of Nintendo in general without mentioning literally its biggest franchise right next to Mario, if not probably even could potentially even be bigger than Mario at the same point, honestly. But when it comes down to it though, literally pick your choice. There is so many hoes, whether it's a Pokemon or whether it's some actual trainers that literally you can have when it comes down to it. I am not the biggest fan of Pokemon. I don't care about Pokemon when it comes down to it to the highest extent, but there is some fine hoes that's in there that I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I would very much like to clap. Easily the best trainer in my personal opinion, at least in terms of how much I want to clap, it's gotta be May. It has to be May. Like, don't get me wrong, Misty's excellent. I'm pretty sure we all will crack Misty for sure. But ultimately, May for sure. Like, she has the bandana on her head like she's Pan from GT, so that does a lot already in her favor. Plus, there was some really good shit back in the day when it come down to, you know, some, you know, works of art that came out when it come down to her. I think she had a good one with Bulbasaur, I'm pretty sure. So to keep it very much a stack, you know, it was just a eek ass time when it come down to it. Again, there's other trainers that has been there that's been, you know, obviously in the show that I haven't seen, but ultimately, you know, I have seen work of, and they do look mad good. But I don't think anybody compares to May. You could probably say the dark skinned one. You could probably say the dark one. She looked really good, obviously. But still, I'll be riding that damn May train for sure, right? That's just how it is for me. Honestly, don't know if we had any Pokemon villains that's, I guess, like, worth anything beyond Jessie. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure we had oppositions. Like, I know about Hex Maniac, or whatever the hell her name is, literally will not leave the internet for any reason at all, because she's just every damn where. There's no way you don't know who that character is. But ultimately, Jessie was also pretty good. It took me a while to actually appreciate Jessie when it comes down to it. I feel like, but ultimately, she very much worth it when it comes down to it, right? And obviously, on the levels of Pokemon, there is so many options that you can honestly have. But for me personally, it's gonna be some basic ass picks. Gardevoir obviously is very damn good. Like, pretty sure 99% of the population of Earth is cracking Gardevoir for sure. And then I'm gonna say the damn little witch foxfire Pokemon too. Braxian? Is that the name? I don't know. I don't pay attention to Pokemon. But I did see the design in the Pokken tournament game, and I was like, oh, she's kind of fine. Oh no, we have a problem here. So ultimately, yeah, it was worth. She's definitely worth it for sure. Probably, if not Gardevoir, then it probably would be her, if anything. Really, to keep it very much a say, I think all the female trainers were kind of worth it for sure. Obviously, I think the best one out of all, if we gotta like exclude just anime and stuff like that, right? Like obviously Dawn and May, whatever. Then obviously I would say design-wise, I think I like Gloria the most. It's either gonna be Gloria or it's either gonna be like, I don't know. It's either gonna be like Gloria, Rosa, or it's gonna be like, or at least the Rosa Hilda era, or it could be just Leaf. Dead ass. It could be any of those, right? Right? Like, don't get me wrong, Serena looked good too, but ultimately I don't really have a connection to Serena at all, so I don't really care. But ultimately, like, I would say maybe those 3 or 4 are probably like the ones that's like the most worth it out of the trainers for sure, right? But main trainer, I would probably still say May for sure, right? So that's just how it is for me. Overall, though, when it comes down to it, there is just so many fine ass women in Nintendo, and it's crazy how they keep bringing up so many fine ass characters, and then just straight up just keep pumping it out like it's really nothing. Like, you dead ass create something like Palutena, you thinking no one's gonna pipe her down, no one wants to put something in somewhere of her. Like, no, people are gonna do that, and that's just genuinely how it is. But ultimately though, clappability of Nintendo characters is a straight up 10 out of 10. There's just no damn way. Just no damn way you can see it other way. In any other way or any shape or form. But that's basically all I really want to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow on socials. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's me, Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.